I'm supposed to feel.
The same way I feel about you and Carrie. I got this romantic date going on, and Alexis just hits me with I'm dating you, you're dating other people, this is one-sided. Why are you so worried about the connection I got with Devon and you got a connection with Carrie?
Welcome back to Little Black Book. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. You ain't got the minerals. You ain't got the minerals. You ain't got the minerals. Yeah, baby. Listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. For those of you returnees, make sure you click the like and share this thing, baby. Listen, if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, woo! Chile, you know what to do. Get your ass out. If you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, woo! Chile, get your ass out of the kitchen, baby. Listen, let me tell you something. Gigi, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? Let's get into this video. All right, cool. So we're talking to you guys about London and Alexis. And I think it was such an interesting thing because I think with the London Alexis and the London Divine situation, there's so many things that are going on, and so many things that have happened, I guess, between them so far. But I think it was quite interesting because the power play that happened, I never saw it coming from Alexis, right? And when I say power play, the loss of power. It's quite interesting because Alexis overplayed her hand in this episode. Overplayed. Because I know she may be thinking about moving with Kerry, but Kerry's not the desired catch. Yeah? Kerry's not the desired catch. He's a catch, but not the desired catch. Do you get me? Cool.
Alexis.
Hey there.
Whoa.
How you doing?
All right.
So, the first thing I noticed obviously was London. Obviously, when he saw Alexis, was like, whoa. And that was a verbal affirmation of how he thought she was looking fine. And I ain't gonna lie to you, she was looking good. I don't particularly like her in that particular dress, but hey, I didn't see her in flesh. But you know that whoa there, just like that whoa, that was like, you know when you see someone and you're like whoa. That affirmation was a lot. And you see that she smiled, her face glittered up a little bit, and she appreciated the comment and the compliment that was going forward. And it was also interesting as well that the hug that she got with London, but it wasn't too different from Kerry's one. So with Kerry, because Kerry and London are quite tall, so they were able to put their arms around her. And in fact, I think Kerry even kissed her on the cheek, whereas London bear hugged her in the sense of his whole body was on her and his arms were wrapped around her. And I think that's probably where there's just that, you know what, when you feel that kind of hug, girl, when you feel that kind of hug, when you feel safe, when you get that kind of hug, you know what I'm saying? That was also interesting to watch because obviously, you know, you can see that she's fully involved with that hug. And definitely there's a sexual attraction between the two of them. I think definitely there's a sexual chemistry. When he said about, you know, you're looking like a snack, and you see that she, you know, she laughed and she, you know, you know what I mean? There's definitely a sexual chemistry between them two, and I think, you know, attraction is one thing. When you got that, when you feel like there's a sexual energy, a charge there, it makes things that little bit more interesting, that little bit more fun, that little bit more dangerous, that little bit more electric, and that bit more worth the risk. And that's what we got with these two. Are you worth the risk? Both parties have somebody who probably would be a better match than the two of them sitting in between each other right now. Between the both of them. Obviously, I know London sees Alexis as my fun play date and the person that I feel younger with. But is it a long-term thing? I said this from the very beginning. No. Divine is your chosen person. If you were to commit, I think her insecurities or her, I guess, possessiveness towards what you may feel like would go down. But she's not a person that competes. She doesn't know how to compete, so the composure's not there. So that's always interesting.
Things from Devon, such as, hey, I'm sharing strawberries and we're having these intimate moments.
Man, that's good water.
I was surprised as to why Alexis was mentioning London and Divine, because I feel like there was no need to mention it because she was also doing a thing with Kerry, which London obviously points out. Not only that, it just showed that her focus was too much on Divine and not on them two, right? When you're confident about yourselves, like for instance, when us guys, some of us were stealing people's boyfriends, when you know you got the girl locked in, you don't ask about the boyfriend no more, fam. You just keep it focused on you. When you got that girl locked in, when you know that girl is on you now, you don't need to ask about the boyfriend no more. It's not courtesy to ask about the boyfriend because it's not about the boyfriend no more. We don't want to remind her, give her a relapse. We want her to be focused on us, yeah? And the madness we're about to complete. And it's that same way here. You don't want to focus on Divine. Why ask about Divine? She doesn't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we know that Divine says things in the room, but why are you getting him to explain about Divine on your date? Do you get what I'm saying? You're behaving like Divine. Even though you said you're different to Divine, in the fact that you're not as aggressive. Yeah, but you're now falling into the trap where you're trying to trap man into giving an answer that would be, oh, it's only you, it's only you. When you know it's not only you. Do you get me? And I felt like she tried to regulate London when London isn't regulated like that. And that was her error. Yeah? Because she could do that with Jimmy. She could do that with Kerry. She can do that with the other guys. But with Brent and London, I told you my two top dogs can't be done with. They're not of that same caliber. You understand? They haven't got the same mindset. They can't play that game with them.
Alexis.
Hey there.
Whoa.
How you doing?
All right. So it's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. You looking good. I'm snuffing looking in your eyes.
You're looking good too. Yeah.
Looking like a snack or something.
Oh my goodness. It's a good time to play catch up.
Yeah. You know, we got a lot to catch up on, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I'm hearing things from Devon, such as, hey, I'm sharing strawberries and we're having these intimate moments.
Man, that's good water.
How do you think I'm supposed to feel?
She also mentioned as well about how do you think that makes me feel? And actually that's where she cornered herself. Because the moment she said, how do you think that makes me feel? She didn't open up the door for him to say, well, how do you think I feel when you're now talking to Kerry? And actually it may... you know what, you can use that to your advantage in the sense of like, you know, how does it make you feel, da, 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 and you make that person commit by saying, well, how do you think it makes me feel? It's like, oh, so you do care then? Oh, okay, I just want to see if you want to care, innit? But she didn't do that, so that's not what she was thinking. What I feel that's getting to her is the pressure. And when I say pressure in the sense of, you know what, it's getting down to a T. She's got options, but are the options good?
So I hope London understands what's in front of him because I will not be second best. I have options as well.
Yeah? Are the options good? That's the truth. And this is where poker comes in because you've got to feign the bluff. You've got to be able to have that poker face because your cards may not be the best, but you've got to fake that person out of their cards to make them think you've got good cards, to make them, you know, behave in a certain way that will make you win, right? And that's what Alexis is doing right now. Because if you hold the card of Kerry versus London, who would win? She's definitely more feeling at London than Alexis. But she has to hold the cards close to her to make sure that she's got power. She's a smart game player, I'm not lying. This is chess. This is classical chess. This is a good battle between both of the sexes who are playing the game the correct way. If you're playing a game. I'm not about the game in terms of relationship, but if you're playing a game, this is the correct way to play it. She then said, obviously, you know what, like London gets easily distracted, and it sounded a bit like she was the one that's puppeteering everything. And it's like, you're not puppeteering everything, Alexis. And that's why you're asking a question about Divine and saying about Divine is aggressive, da da da. But you're going to make him go towards Divine more. It's a great game between the two of you, but if you try to control proceedings when he can't be controlled, will make him want to go more to Divine, because that's what's making him go towards you. When Divine is trying to be controlling, he wants to come back to you. When you become controlling, he goes back to her. And that's the way he's been doing it back and forth. He doesn't know fully who he wants to be with. I think he sees great qualities in both of them. But like I said, men are sometimes annoying. Instead of settling down with something they think it's a good match, they don't. They instead almost try to 100% make sure this is the right one. I have to make sure 100%, 150% make sure it's correct. Can't make no mistakes. Can't engage. Can't talk. Unless I know it's a definite. And that's where, it's because of fear. We don't want to make that mistake. We don't want to be locked into a relationship and then we can't get out. Right? That's what we do.
Things from Devon, such as, hey, I'm sharing strawberries and we're having these intimate moments.
Man, that's good water. I mean, they got me nervous, man. Give me a little something. They put me on the hot seat.
We're just asking basic questions.
That's something that I was not prepared for today to fully discuss.
During the course of the conversation, several times we hear London do something that he normally does, which is he sips a drink and goes, huh? What do you say? Huh? And you'll see that he does it with Divine as well. I just thought it was interesting because just hearing that, I was looking at it and going, what was the toughness about the question? You see several times he actually puts his hands to his chin. He puts his chin to his hands. You see him being quite closed. And actually, in that point, he's not being defensive. It's more of a case of he's actually trying to be sturdy and stabilize himself and get ready. When he feels like, it's not going the way that he wants to, you'll see that his hands actually come down and actually his face changes. You see his face looks like almost like he's distraught. When he asks about the fact that, do you trust, or have you lost faith in me? And she says, well, slightly, I have doubts in you, yeah, because, this and that. And when he was very confident, when he was doing this, he was quite confident. The moment he became unconfident, his hands dropped, and suddenly, he started, his face started to change. And that let you know that the confidence had been lost for a millisecond. And when he drinks and sips drink, it's also a deflection technique. It's also a chance to give him time to think. It's also time for him to recollect really quickly. So when he does the or the drink thing that he's doing, I gotta sip my drink, he's buying time for himself so he can answer the question. And obviously when he does drop his hands, it's interesting because at that point when he's dropping it, it's almost as if here we go again. Like we're going to go through this again. And then when he regains control of himself, he again puts himself back together. You see his hands come together on the table. His chin is in his hands again. And you see that he's regaining control. He's compacting himself, making himself a bit more smaller, but making himself more, making himself more compact so that he's ready to embrace whatever's oncoming. That's very important. Interesting enough as well, Alexis then went on and said, obviously, you haven't really asked me even as well about the kids situation. I thought that was really a great touch there by London, because she's only asking me about that, and you saw her face when he said it. She was surprised, and then she started smiling. So, okay, maybe this guy is really feeling me. Because at the moment she's playing the game in the sense of she's not sure what he's going to do. She's playing the game in the sense of she just wants to make sure that she can't be out of pocket. But to hear him bring up something that he doesn't really they haven't discussed it about the kid situation.
It's time.
You just stated you want to get married. Mm-hmm. You want to have kids. Mm-hmm. I know you've never asked me that question in general.
So, I haven't.
Yeah.
Made it again, just like a slight part of her just wanted to trust London again. You get me? And put some faith in him. And he know that. He smiled when he said it. You know what I'm saying? And he smiled when he said it. He knew what he was doing when he did that. She didn't ask that question maybe because she thought he was unserious. Or whether she didn't ask the question because she's got so many suitors, she's not sure how many people she actually asked that question to. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case. Because we know that kids are a very big thing for her. And he reiterated something that she even mentioned when he said about the kids situation. So, it shows that he's paying attention, he's listening in some capacity. Don't get gassed when someone brings something back up, because they may just be listening for that point. And they've held on to that point. That's what it is. Not necessarily that they actually were listening. So don't get tricked by somebody bringing that up necessarily. I saw obviously as well with Alexis, she tried to leverage, I believe, London as well. And she leveraged London by actually being quite clever. She said, obviously, you're a busy person now, I'm a busy person as well.
I'll just wait and see what London wants to do. You're a busy man, and I'm getting ready to be a busy woman. And we'll figure it out from there.
And, let's go from there. And it's, again, just kind of putting that seed in his mind that, listen, don't think you're going to have it your own way. I've got options, you've got options. We've all got options now, NSG style. So, just want to let you know that don't think you can play with me. Because me, I don't mind walking away. Now, the person who obviously cares the most normally has the least power, because they care so much, they're going to find it hard to walk away. When the person has options, they don't struggle to walk away. This is the truth. When the person has options, they struggle to walk away. And so that's what we're seeing here with Alexis and London. That there's a struggle. And there's a struggle of power here, not of walking away, but of making sure none of them get caught up too much that they can't walk away. This is how smart the game has become for them too. And it's a constant duel. between the two. It's lovely to watch. I mean,
Crazy. And you know me, I don't have competition.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, that doesn't exist.
Okay.
we end with London saying, you know, when I want something, I get it, you know, and that's the attractiveness of London. When he says, when I want something, I'll go and get it. That's where Alexis is excited, because remember, she wants a man to chase her, she wants a man to like her, she wants a man to come after her. And what she's feeling from London is part and parcel. He chases a little bit, but he's still got Divine. So she's never 100% comfortable because he's never 100% with her, chasing after her. But when he said that, just watch her facial expression. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, because fam, like, you know, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, to hear a man say, look, I'm coming after you, and you actually want that man, you know, that makes you excited. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. So with London Alexis, it's a Jules battle every single time. Will they get together? I don't think so. I don't think that's the right choice for him long term. If it was him, I'd get with Divine. We've got a better chance longevity wise as well. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts and opinions there. Let us know your thoughts down below. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this episode. And yeah, we'll get into it the next one as well. Appreciate you. Stay locked and loaded. Baby.